What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 26, and we start today's episode off with some player training for Shaw, White and Bogle, and also two bits of good news to start the episode off as well. Lundstrom is finally coming back from that ACL he suffered on the penultimate game of last season. Obviously that 7-month injury, buzzing that Lundstrom's finally coming back. Won't be able to play just yet of course, but he's regrouping with the lads in training, and that's positive signs right there. And also John Fleck as well, who's also recovering from the injury he suffered against Stoke a couple months ago, back in September, I think it was, in that goal of Straw, the broken metatarsal. He's recovered from that, like Lundstrom, won't be okay to play straight away. But it's good to know we've gotten two players back from our injuries, because to start the season off, we've had some injury problems. Had injury problems all through last season as well. Does look as though, once again, we're going to get quite a few knocks here and there in Season 2. But I kind of like that, to be honest. It keeps it more realistic. In recent career modes over the past few years with FIFA, they've sort of toned down the severity and the frequency of injuries. So the fact we're getting injuries quite often now, relatively speaking, is pretty good. And another bit of good news, after more training and some scouting, Oliver McBurney is also recovering from his injury as well. So we're getting 3 of our key members back. Lundstrom, who of course scored 2 goals on the weekend in real life. Fleck and McBurney all coming back to training. But still, for the first game of today's episode, what a massive game this was away at the Kirklees Stadium, taking on Huddersfield Town, right now rock bottom of the Premier League. They've lost every single game apart from one. Just the 3 points this season for the Terriers, only the 1 win in the bag right now. But of course, we've not done much better either. We've only had 2 wins to start the season off, so neither team has been in great form to begin the campaign. This was definitely a relegation 6-pointer. Neither side could afford to lose this game, even just 12 games into the season. So on the back of back-to-back defeats against Liverpool and Everton, we needed a response here away at the Kirklees Stadium, and the first chance fell 34 minutes in. Shaw receiving the ball down left-hand side and playing a lovely through ball to Callum Robinson. Terence Congolo plays catch-up, but Robinson takes it round him, stops on a dime and finesses the ball into the bottom corner. There weren't really many chances in the opening half an hour. I was struggling to create chances. Playing on this wet turf with the rain coming down wasn't helping my play, but what a ball by Ollie Shaw there to Robinson. Great to see him pick up the assist, and Callum, that's a great finish by our number 11. Of course, goals have been a problem for us this season. I'll be the first to admit it. We're one of the lowest scoring teams in the Premier League, but Robinson last year was the only player we had in the top 25 goal scoring charts in the Premier League come the end of the season. He was the only player to hit double digits in the Premier League last season. He's now got goal number 5, and he so almost could have had goal number 6 directly from kickoff. We win it back, lovely dummy to find some space, goes for goal with a left foot, and what a goal that would have been. We've not scored that many goals really that have been like high quality strikes from range since the series began. In fact, I don't think we scored any, so that would have been amazing how Robinson cashed in there, but sadly not. Still 1-0, but Robinson was looking in the mood. So 1-0 to the Blaze. In the second half, we continue to attack down that left-hand side. You're noticing this season we're going down the flanks quite often, particularly down the left-hand side. Lovely ball in by Shaw to Robinson once again. It's deja vu, you think, and instead Robinson plays it backwards. Great strike by Morrison, but a good save with the goalkeeper at close range. Keeps it at 1-0 as the Terriers still only trail by 1. But Shaw was having a fantastic game in this one. Great tracking back there to win the ball back on Elias Kachunga, the 6th man. For those watching my Huddersfield Town career mode, you'll know about that. Wins it back, then storms forward down left-hand side. That's why we're training his stamina so much. Into Ravel Morrison, takes time and goes for goal, but bends it just wide the post. So still 1-0. Morrison still searching, I believe, for his first Premier League goal for Sheffield United for us here. So still 1-0, but we were the better team in this game. It was a relegation dogfight. Both teams desperately needed to avoid defeat, but we were looking the more likely team to win. And after some nice hold-up play by McBurney and Robinson, Callum is through once again, rounds the goalkeeper and just keeps his balance to put the ball into the back of the net. Huddersfield 0, Sheffield United 2. There's some Blades fans in the home end, you see there, as we go 2 goals up. Great hold-up play by McBurney though. First appearance since injury, of course. Robinson 1-on-1. I mentioned before, I don't go round the goalkeeper as much as I used to in FIFA because it is more difficult to do now, but it's always nice when it comes off. Robinson gets goals number 5 and goals number 6 this season. 3 goals in 2 games for Callum after scoring in the last one against Everton, and a thoroughly deserving 3 points and return to winning ways for Sheffield United. We were the better team in that game. We just wanted it more than our opposition in that game. Maybe psychologically, Terry's already fearing the worst right now, even so early on in the season, with just 1 win in their first now 13 games. But either way, We really turned up to the John Smith Stadium there, looking for the 3 points, and I'm glad we were able to leave it as well. Big relegation dogfight, and on the back of back-to-back defeats, that's the way to respond. Massive 3 points and a massive victory, but still second and final game of today's episode. Only 2 games in today's episode because the games are fantastic. We're going to take on Manchester City here, back at Bramall Lane, looking for our first home win since the victory against Chelsea last month. And of course, beating Chelsea this season, I already had a scalp here at Bramall Lane. I was thinking, could we have another one? Well, 8 minutes in, we wouldn't get off to the best start. I was dilly-dallying on the ball with Ravel and Morrison there. Can't give the blame to Morrison. I've got to take the blame myself there. I was trying to step over and play my way out of trouble skillfully. Gave the ball away, ball rolled into Patrick Roberts, back from his several loan spells, and a nice finish in at the near post to beat Dean and put the ball past a sliding Scott McKenna as well. So Roberts makes it 1-0, Man City in front, but all the blame goes to me there for some absolutely stupid play. But still, in the 18th minute, Scott McKenna wins the ball back and drives forward. You don't see this often, Scott McKenna running forward, and he continued to run as well. As he played it to Mousset, he gave it him back, and the Scot almost scored his first goal for the club, but was denied by Edison. A strange forward run from our centre-back will take it, and from the corner, he also had another chance to score his first goal for the club. A deflection fell straight back to the Scot, but sadly, couldn't put the ball on target from close range, and that's why he's a centre-back and not a striker. But still, 1-0 to City, but good to get a chance there. But in 25th minute, we did see some more bad news. We've seen this story before, another injury for the Blades, and we've just got a couple of our players back from injury, and now another one is forced off. Jayden Bogle went down after a challenge in the air, and I brought on a kid, Aidan White, the 16-year-old, who's been impressing early on in his debut year in professional football. Brought him on, and I thought I'd play Oliver Nord at right wing back and go for a tactical change. And in the 44th minute, we almost got ourselves back on level terms. Great storming run by Ollie Showdown left, deep cross to the far post, but Lys Mousset just couldn't get the header on target. But in the first half, I thought we'd played quite well. I thought it was quite a balanced first half, really, as we were still trailing by 1. And past the Almark City almost doubled their lead. I think it was João Cancelo going for goal, but a great save there by Henderson kept it at 1-0. And a few minutes later, after a failed corner, we went on the run. Lys Mousset storming down the right hand side. We know he's got the pace, outruns David Silva, continues to run. He's got many in support as he plays it across to Callum Robinson, and Aidan White gets onto the end of the back heel and makes it 1-1. And there is our deserved equalising goal. Just minutes earlier, City could have extended their lead, doubled their advantage to make it 2, and surely put the game beyond doubt. But Henderson's heroics kept us down by 1. A few minutes later, we go on the break. Great run by Mousset, and how about that for the flick by Callum Robinson? 3 goals in his 2 games, but he's still a team player. Sees the supporting run of the 16-year-old. It's not the cleanest of connections, but they all count. Puts it past Cancelo and Edison and into the bottom corner. Aidan White, look at the reaction from the kid, 16 years old. It's the stuff of dreams. He equalises here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, Manchester City 1. But it was 16 minutes to go. A bit of a calamitous mix-up in the area there. Almost saw City through again, but again it was Henderson bailing us out, keeping it 1-1. And in the final 20 minutes, it was all hands on deck. We were putting so many bodies behind the ball. City looking for that goal to get back in front, but Henderson was the hero for the Blades, making save after save after save. And as the final chance fell with 1 minute to go, Angelina down left pops it into the middle. David Silva scores, and City would break our hearts, make it 2-1. But thankfully, the goal celebrations are cut short. The lino on the near side has his flag up, and the goal is disallowed as it still remains at 1-1. Lovely ball into the middle of that, but as you can see, Silva was at least 2 or 3 yards offside, and we didn't need the VAR for that one. So final score, Sheffield United 1, Manchester City 1. Aidan White off the bench makes it 1-1. I've got to say, I've been really impressed with the kids this season. The kids are more than alright in my book. Aidan White getting his 2nd goal for Sheffield United this season, and his 1st in the Premier League, gives us a really deserved point there against Manchester City. So what a response from the Blades. I have to say, absolutely fantastic for us, really. You know, to have lost back-to-back and then beat Huddersfield Town just for our 2nd win of the season, 1st away win all season as well, and then get a credible point against one of the best sides in the country. Yeah, absolutely buzzing with that. Really, really good response from our Blades. But still, I did a press conference here, just real briefly on this. Some of you guys have been asking me, as Bogle's injury is just a bruised elbow, so he'll be fine for the next game, why I haven't been showing the press conferences in most of my episodes, and the reason being is quite simple. The questions you get asked are very repetitive, and sometimes they're not the questions you should be getting asked. In that game there against City, it's a 1-1 draw. It's a fantastic result for the Blades. We get back-to-back games without a defeat. We've really struggled this season. That's a really good win. Aiden White, 16 years old, scores his first Premier League goal. All three of the questions are about injuries. I mean, I suppose it's fitting considering what we've had so far, but either way, it's a bit weird, and that's why I haven't really been showing the press conferences much this year. But also as well, as you see an Academy update there, as we're now into December, a brief look at the Premier League table. Liverpool are on top. Just a 1 defeat in their first 14. They've won 13 other games. They still lead the table by a point. We're now in 15th place after 4 points from 6. We extend the gap between us and 18th place to 6 points right now as Stoke occupy 18th place. Bournemouth in 19th with 5 points. And Huddersfield Town still just a 1 win in their first 14 games with 13 defeats. Only 3 points on the board. You've got to say, long way to go, but it's looking quite bleak for the lads from the Kirklees Stadium. But that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.